Hello everyone, so welcome back to this channel once again, and in this video session I will discuss that how we can execute the SQL commands, SQL queries from the Qshell environment. So till now we did run the SQL from the ACS or SQL sessions on the IBMI. Now we will use the Qshell environment. Either I can use strqsh to open the qsh command tree, or I can use qsh code. Both the way same thing happens, so I can do with any of the commands. So I can execute the SQL queries from within this Qshell environment, and how I'll do this I'll discuss here. So Qshell has one command that's called a utility as well. So that is a db2 command available in the Qshell environment, so that we can use to run the SQL statements. And it basically uses the SQL CLI call level interface that allow us to run the SQL statements from within the Qshell environment, either interactively, directly, or from a file. Now, so whenever you can see such things like whenever backslash is used at the end of the line, that means it's a continuation. When interactive or from a file, we are running the SQL query, and backslash and newline characters remove as the main text SQL statements will be used. So that's just for indication that's a continuation, and that were removed in the actual SQL statements, and they were executed in the Qshell from the file on interactively. So this is the command, db2 command, that I'm showing to you. That's a syntax. Then the general options, then delimiter options, connection options, SQL source options. So the general options is slash dash v and dash capital S. Send the echo to a standard output. We can use this, or to suppress the output, we can use this. And this is capital dash capital T comma char. We can specify our own delimiter character in this case. If we specify this, or if we specify this slash dash t, a small t, which means that semicolon will be a termination character in that case. And in case of dash t, an exclamation point is an termination character in this statement. So apart from that, connection options are RQB, rdbname, if we can specify the database name here, and that database name must be available in this command. If I do whatever the remote locations, they must be, let's say for here for 400 local. So in case if we do not provide this name, the local connection will be used, and that's the username and the password for these options, and they are only applicable when we provide the rdbname. So, and the last is SQL source option, and where we can provide the SQL statements or the file. So if and we can provide slash dash I for running interactive SQL, and dash F for file name, and default lib is optional here. So file name, where the file has to be fetched and executed, and that file must contain some SQL statement to be executed. There was some command support and special characters like line, when line starts with slash dash dash, which means it's a comment, and with exclamation point, that means it's a Qshell command. At the rate, then it means it's a CL command. Connect command ignored. Use local connection unless R option is used. That's all I already mentioned. There's some echo commands, exit or quit command that ends the DB2 SQL session, help, and this question mark command that present the basic help, and terminate commands will get ignored here. So basically connect command and terminate command will be ignored unless our option is used. So that's the basic information about this DB2 utility in Qshell. Now I'll use this to basically run the SQL statement. So uh, before this one, or let's come into this. So this session is basically dedicated for the Qshell environment. So I'll run all the SQL statements in Qshell in this session. Let's move up to the another session. Just do SQL. I can show you. So these are the queries that I can execute. So let's execute some queries. Then db2 select star from easy class 1 dot pf1. So let's see what the error is. Okay, so here whenever we are running the interactive session and providing the SQL statements here, so star is not allowed here in the Qshell, but there is a way to execute this interactively. E dot just qualify this with the file name e dot star and then pf1a, and then you will still face errors, but this time you will be able to execute the uh, command and you will see the results. So you can see all the results. But when we execute this from the, let's say this command, we execute this from the some file in the source member, then we can execute it as it is. There will be no error in that case. It's just coming from this environment because it does not support this. And let's say here I'm being like name percentile. So still you'll be facing errors because it is not recognizing this percent. So you're getting the error. So you can execute normal query from here and then let's say just don't come out. You can write some queries here in the file and you can execute it from. So let's say I'm showing some. This is a source member named SQL shell 1 and it's a type txt, let's say, and I've written some queries within it. Select amp name slash comma amp id from this file semicolon, then select a star from this. So there are two queries to be executed from here. Let's say, let me execute this. So I've shown you the structure, then db2 and dash f is used for specifying the file from where the SQL is to be executed. Dash f, then the file name. So I need to provide the qualified file name here because it's use the name format one as we give in the FTP during the FTP. So let's say this is present and this member presents in the this library, this source file. So slash uses dot lib slash easy class 1 dot lib slash main 2024 dot, it's a file, so dot 5 slash this SQL dot mbr. So you can see both the queries got executed. So this is the result of the first query where employee name and employee ID got selected and the data 7 got selected. This is from the second query, select star. So all the columns are selected. Now you can see that there is no error coming when we are executing with the star. So what you can do is you can simply write your queries in a text file and you can execute all of them at once in from the Qshell command. Now there's one more thing to tell you, that I have one more source member, this one where I'm selecting employee name, employee ID, manager ID, or let's say uh, select a star from this library.pf1 where employee name like name percent. Now let's save it. So there is another file as well here, text file, and I want to execute both of them. So at once, so I can write both the statement. I can execute both from both the source members at once. What I need to do is slash dash t. That's for the mentioning that the commands are ending with the semicolon. So this is the dash t semicolon. So I'll be able to execute from both the members. So this is from the first member, first two columns selected, then the third, all the three columns selected, and this is from the second member. This one where name percent was used for employee name, so there were two records selected. So this way we can execute the SQL statements, any type of SQL statements from within the Qshell environment. So you just need to write the statements within your SQL query. You can execute them if it allows. You can execute them from here as well. So that's depend upon you, whatever you feel like doing. But the easy way is to just write all your queries in a source member text, and then you can execute it from here. So that's all in this video. Thank you and have a nice time.